Hello, Francis. Hello, everyone. I'm here in the University of Chile, the physics faculty. I'm coming for a meeting, and I will record now the idea of the art science project that I've been working on with my colleague, my friend Michelle, who Francis knows. Our project, just to tell you what we have been doing, it's to connect the history of music with the history of physics, and we have found some interesting parallels in it. In particular, as a very simple example, there is a concept called musica universalis, from the Latin studies of the well, it comes from the Greeks, actually, from Pythagoras. um, they imagined that the the celestial spheres, like the sun, everything like moving around in the universe, makes a specific sound according to the way in which it moves. So if you think of that, then the universe will be a divine orchestra where all the stars and all the planets are moving uh, in a specific way, which makes a specific sound, and then this will be like the music of God. And that was the belief of the Pythagoreans, the Greeks, and this was actually the the idea that was followed by many astronomers for thousands of 1,500 years, more or less. And more importantly, Kepler um, was inspired by these ideas to identify the motion of the planets in the solar system. So he was not only thinking in terms of mathematical formulas, as the history tells us. If you make a deeper study, you will find that he was thinking of the move of the music that these planets make in order to derive his equations of motion. So this is a first indication that music can influence science. And then if you move forward, Galileo Galilei, who was the one that made the theory of motion for planets, he was an experimentalist as well. And his father, Vincenzo Galilei, was the guy who was one of the guys belonging to the circle of Bari. I don't remember exactly. Bardi, Camerata di Bardi. It was a group of intellectuals and artists that were questioning the way in which music was made by their time, like fathers of Galileo's time, which is actually the time where the opera began. And the opera, with Monteverdi, who was part also of the Camerata di Bardi, was the product, let's say, of the Camerata di Bardi, of this group of intellectuals that were questioning what was the new wave of music, the one that was coming after Renaissance time. So Galileo Galilei learned how to make experiments not in the physical realm but in the musical realm, because his father, Vincenzo Galilei, was a music experimentalist. So he was composing melodies and music and showing it to the people to say, what do you feel? Do you feel joy? Do you feel happiness? Do you feel sad? And Galileo, the little Galileo, was making notes of this, and that's the way he learned, or he get involved first with the experiments. After that, following the Musica Universalis, the works of Kepler, combined what he knew with his new ideas, and he developed the theory of motion for stars and for planets in general. So this is a first indication of how music and art, in particular, how music and physics, can join through history. Then if you look forward to the history of music and the history of physics, you will see that most of the new theories, like thermodynamics or electrodynamics or electromagnetism or quantum theory, they appeared in very similar periods that are also recognized to be part of musical revolutions. So if you change from Renaissance to Baroque to classic to romantic and then to modern music, you will see that the changes, if you look at this, we have a talk that explains that. You will see that these changes occur in actually very similar times, periods. I mean, I'm talking about 10 years of difference, 7 years of difference. So if you think of in a Kuhnian way of scientific revolutions, we expand this to the idea of knowledge revolutions, or let's say like expressive revolutions or paradigmatic revolutions, where not only science, not only physics, but also music and perhaps other domains of knowledge like politics, biology, and so on co-evolve. So our idea is to think that beyond arts and science, there is something about knowledge that is evolving in a not independent way as we are taught in school or somewhere, like history of music, history of science. No, for us this is an entire complementary process between different groups of people that foster different fields of knowledge or action. And to finish, beyond that study that we have, we also perform classical music with the guitar and charango. Charango is a South American instrument, and Michelle, my colleague, my friend, is a particularly gifted person to play that. So I'm like the second guy in the group, and we make very beautiful music. Actually, we will play in Brussels in 19th or 20th of July, 21st of July in Den Haag, and we were looking forward to play for you guys and give a talk and so on. So I wrote to this person who is connected to the Culture Cafe, but I get no answer back. So I'm really encouraged you guys to give me the chance to show you my project, because I'm really far in South America now, but I've been connected to Clea for a long time, and I want to be part of this project. So I've been working on the documents to let you know that I'm interested on this. So please take me into account, because I'm part of it. I want to be part of it. And you have a chance to come to South America as well. Perhaps you will leverage from that opportunity as well. We can organize things together if there is enough funding for that, and I have the place to do it. So welcome you guys to South America, and let's stay in touch. Bye bye.